What's up everybody, it's Luke James, not the singer, and I'm here to bring you my review for Future's new album, Honest. Now this is a follow-up to his 2012 release, Pluto, which had a bunch of hits on it. Same Damn Time, Tony Montana, Turn on the Lights, I think there's a couple of others. So if you like that album, you're gonna like this album, because it's a Future album. If you know what type of music Future makes, this is no different. He doesn't really show any growth or step outside of the box on this album. It's just a Future album. I could leave it at that, because Future is a type of rapper, I think, that you either love him or hate him. I don't think there's much of a in-between with him, because if you can't get over the fact that his voice sounds like Optimus Prime with throat cancer, you can't really enjoy any of his songs. Even if he has good lyrics, even if you like the beats, his voice is going to drive you crazy and get on your nerves. But you know what? Some people like it, so if you do, this is the album for you. I gotta say off top, the best song on it is Move That Dope, without a question. If you're not a Future fan, that's probably the only song that you're going to want to pay attention to, so just get it off iTunes, watch the video on YouTube, or get it however you can get it. I mean, let's face it, let's be honest, 2014. Wait, no, pay for it. Get it off iTunes. Yeah. This song has one of the best verses I've heard this year. Pharrell absolutely murders it. He destroys everyone. He makes everybody look stupid, which is not an easy task because Pusha T is on it, and Pusha T is always at home when he's rapping about dope, which clearly this song is about because it's called Move That Dope. There's also Casino on it and Future on it. You probably don't even know who Casino is. I don't know. Future, you don't expect a lot of lyrical prowess from him, but Pharrell kills it. His flow is crazy. He's got some memorable lines talking about doing yoga with 20 girls naked, talking about how Pusha T came with the heat, so he had to step up so he didn't get killed. It's just amazing. Check that song out. That's probably all you need. Now, to go into a bit more depth about this album, Future shines when he's just making that ignorant type of shit. The song Shit, which has been out for a while, is just the exact type of anthem that a lot of rowdy, drunk people would have a good time singing, cranking up to the max just to be ignorant. Lyrically, there's nothing there. It's just about how you ain't about shit, you're fake, you say you got guns, you don't, etc. That's the sort of theme of it. Other songs like Karate Chop also have that loud, banging appeal. That's the song that has the Lil Wayne verse where he says he'll beat the pussy up like Emmett Till, which a lot of people were upset about that because Emmett Till was a young black man who was killed because of racist intentions. Apparently he flirted with a white woman in the 50s, something like that. You can look it up. I'm not a history buff, I'm just reviewing the album, but people didn't like that verse, so on the version I have, this actually blanked out. Then there's a pause after where Lil Wayne goes, because he thought it was so clever and intense, but whatever. It's just another Wayne verse. Speaking of features, Wiz Khalifa is also on this album on the song My Mama, which I felt like that song was a wasted opportunity because I thought it was going to maybe give us some background about Future's upbringing, about his mama or different things he learned from her, whatever, but it's only called My Mama because on the hook he says my mama ain't raised no hoe, and then the rest of it is just nothing. Like a lot of the lyrics on this album are about nothing. Wiz Khalifa just has a mail-in verse on this song, on My Mama, just to close out what I was saying about that song. But moving on from that because there's not much to say about it. The lyrical content on this album, not that you would expect much because it's a Future album, it's just, there's no depth on it. And even when he attempts to show depth on this album, it's very, very shallow. So I don't know how this album is going to have much longevity. I think people will appreciate the bangers I mentioned, Move That Dope, Shit, Karate Chop. They're just loud. You don't care much about the lyrics. You just want some loud, ignorant shit. But if you're looking like to take something from it, maybe learn about who Future is, you know, have some sort of education gain from this, you're definitely not going to have any of that. Andre 3000 actually had a great verse on this album. He's on the song Ben's Friends, which is one of my favorite songs on there. The beat is produced by Organized Noise. It doesn't really sound like a typical Future beat because it's not the loud trap shit. It just has a different sound. And Future actually, he doesn't sound that bad on it because he's not overly auto-tuned. He's just rapping, but obviously with Andre 3000 on there, he's completely outshined because I know a lot of you think Andre is one of the greatest rappers ever. I'm not even going to get into that argument. That would be another video. But he comes with it on this verse. The song is just about how they don't want any Benz friends. Basically, it's saying how, you know, when you have a Benz or a nice car, people will treat you better. But are they going to treat you good if you're driving a 99 Sunfire like me? You don't know. Some people aren't going to, so you don't want Benz friends. Andre 3000's verse also kind of compares it to a relationship about whether the woman will be there if he doesn't have a nice car, and that's just the general theme of that song. It's a great song, one of the better ones on there. The other thing about this album, I mentioned a lot of the trap beats and the trap dope boy type of lyricism. The other type of song Future makes is that shit where he's just crooning. It sounds like he's in agony and auto-tune. He's just like, I don't want to hold you, hold you. I don't wanna hold you, hold you. That shit was actually dope. If Future heard that, that's going to be on his next album. But that is what he sounds like when he sings on some of these songs, where the beats are kind of like almost Drakey. The song Blood, Sweat, and Tears is like that, where he's going on about how he put his blood, sweat, and tears into this work. Speaking of Drake, there is a song with Drake on it. I forget what it's called. I don't have my notes with me. I'll add an annotation so you know what it is. It's only about 2 minutes long. Never Satisfied. That's what it's called. Never Satisfied, Future featuring Drake. It's actually one of my favorite songs on there, but it's only like 2 minutes. I don't think it is even 2 minutes long, but it has that late night creep vibe that you can really ride out to. In a nutshell, Future's music, I've always thought, it kind of sounds like a parody of rap music. It has those overproduced beats. His vocals are overproduced, and there's an auto-tune crammed on there. It almost sounds like if he were a character made up for a movie. If a movie was in need of a rapper and they wanted to make it really cliche and stereotypical, that is what Future sounds like. So if you like Future, you're going to love this album. If you don't like Future, this is not going to make you a fan, because there's not really anything new going on here. There's trap songs, there's lovey-dovey songs, might be a couple songs that are sort of in between, but a lot of the songs on here aren't worth mentioning. I found that after listening to the album multiple times like I do when I do these reviews. So don't think I just listen once and then hate or praise. I try to listen to the album 5, 6, 7, 8 times at least just to get an idea. And a lot of the songs on there are forgettable because there's not a lot of content on it. I'll mention before I wrap it up, I Won is one of the singles. Has the corniest video ever. It's black and white and they're on the beach. It's Kanye West and Future, and they're rapping and crooning about their lovers. Future, obviously, Sierra. Kanye, obviously, Kim Kardashian, which I don't know about you, but I'm tired of hearing about Kim and Kanye. I don't care. That's what this song is about. It's one of the singles. It, he tries to have a bit of depth on it, rapping about love and this and that, but it's just lost in the mix. So many of these songs are just, they could just be put in any order. It wouldn't really matter. You don't take a lot from it. It's sort of just an album that you love it or you hate it, but for the most part, Move That Dope is the only song you need to hear, unless you're a Future fan, or you really love trap rap, then you want to check out Karate Chop, Shit, a couple other songs on there. So now I'm wrapping it up. I give this album a 3 out of 5, and I feel like I'm being kind of generous, but I'm trying to be fair because you go into this album knowing it's not going to be lyrical. I don't like to reward mediocrity, but I can't just take everything off for the lyrics. I could, and if I did, this album would be like a 1 or 2 out of 5, but Future is making the brand of music that he makes for his fans. Nobody who listens to Common is like, oh shit, I gotta check that Future and see what he's saying. Brother is speaking the truth. Nobody is looking for that from Future. The beats, there's a lot of bangers on there, so it's fun for partying. There's some decent production, even though it is overproduced at times. There's a couple catchy hooks on there if you like the sing-songy thing. It has a mainstream feel. So I feel a 3 out of 5 is about a good rating, but if you're not a Future fan, you're only going to like a couple of songs. That's it. If you have any reviews you want me to do, let me know. Make sure you comment, subscribe, like, share, and I'll see you next time.